我刚才讲了，就是说对于 asset management 里面可能最核心的3个 role 啊，一个是 client facing， 一个是 market facing， 然后最后 research oriented。那从 client facing 来讲的话 ，what exactly are we looking for? We want to put you in front of a client， 所以我们需要你 presentable。We want you to dress properly。之前我真的在 interview 的时候有这种，因为形象不好啊，但这个形象不好不是说长相。而是说 how they present themselves， 比如说他的坐姿，比如说他在讲一些问题的时候的态度，或者比如说 I don't feel that I can really engage with this person， 那或者说我觉得他不够 confident， 那这个都是I worry about if I can ever put this person in front of a client。 But 虽然我不会说 but these are the things that going in my head when I'm interviewing with this person。我需要他 detail-oriented, business savvy， 然后有一个 broad knowledge base。这就是我为什么说 like, tell me your view about the market. I'm not looking for what specific things this person is telling me. I'm looking for how this person is answering this question. 因为我觉得如果他只要有 market sense， 给我一点点 detail， 然后他comment 能比较 broad， 但是让我会觉得 very professional. So he already passed this test.Yeah, it's not necessary to know the specific market knowledge. It's really a matter of getting to see if you've done your homework and also if you are presentable. 同时也包括 if you don't know the answer, if you're willing to like have a conversation with me. 因为很多时候客户问我问题的时候，我并不知道。I don't know all the answer.我们的 firm 有12000人。有很多不一样的 capability， 我不可能 know how the answer， 我不可能 know all the answer。 但如果一个客人问我这样的问题的时候 how do you navigate that and how do you make them feel you still know a lot about the platform is very, very important。 最后就是说 be very resourceful and pleasant and trustworthy。 就很多时候 if you are a client-facing person, your job is not to get the job done.Meaning you have to get the job done, but that's not enough. You have to go an extra mile to really drive the business. 就有的时候你去开 client meeting， 你发现事情已经讲完了，就不知道该说什么了。所以这个时候你其实可以问一个 follow up question， 问2个 follow up question。 有的时候我开这种 client meeting， 整个 client meeting2个小时，我发现我没有真正得到我想要的信息，那我最后可能用5分钟，我用非常 polite 的方式问几个让他们也觉得 comfortable 的信息，但是就会知道我想要知道的东西。所以就是说you want to be very pleasant in your conversation so the other person is sharing a lot of view with you。 就比如说我曾经面试过这样的人，我觉得他 very 就是之前的这几个都 OK， 但是我最后在比如说我说 like now it's your turn, ask me a question， 那也许他就非常 aggressive 的问我一个什么问题what did you not like about your job？ 如果是这样的一种态度的话，我就会觉得 well like why is this person asking me that question？ 他就会让我觉得 it's not necessarily that pleasant。 所以我觉得 you want the other person to feel pleasant， 因为作为一个面试官，我一直会在想，有一天我要把你放在一个 client 面前的话，无论这个市场是表现的好还是表现的不好，我都希望你让这个 client happy。 So I'm actually unfortunately judging if you are a pleasant person, especially in a client-facing environment. 所以 just need to be aware of those things. 如果你是 market-facing 的话，当然你需要 being able to process data very efficiently， 然后你需要 know very basic investment style。 其实我今天讲的这些已经是非常 basic investment style， so if you have those under your belt, you're okay。 因为我去问过我们的 portfolio management team 的中国人作为 entry level 校招进来的 very limited positions， 但是他就跟我说，其实在 interview 里面，即使他问比较 market 的 question 也是相对 general 的。 They don't expect you to come in day one and know everything, but you just need to have some sense。最主要的是 you need to have a framework and you need to know how to develop the strategy and risk taking and being know that if you start in the beginning that you need to do some monitoring and reconciliation of the trades。 对于一个大型资产管理公司，如果我们想招 market facing，we want people who are taking risk，but at the same time， 作为 entry level 进来，其实你有一些很繁杂的事情要做，比如说这个 portfolio manager 跟 trader 的一些沟通啊，然后这个地方有个 compliance issue 啊，你要去解决一下，然后可能好几个 book 的 trader 你都要检查一遍啊。对于这些东西 you have to have this attitude that okay, I'm here to learn, I want to contribute, I'm really hardworking, I want to do the dirty work. 就是如果你们把这种 attitude 能表现出来的话，其实 trader 是会很喜欢你的，因为很多人会觉得说 sell side 的 trader 是 have really big ego，这是他们的 personality， 但对于 buy side 来讲 they actually like people who are very committed to doing some of the groundwork。 所以我觉得你的就是在面试的时候你的那个 attitude 需要拿捏一下。最后 research 的话其实最主要的就是说对于 buy side research you need to have high conviction on what you're recommending。 你所有的 technical skills大家其实是认为 ultimately 你可以准备可以学的，但是其实更重要的是作为一个 research analyst you need to have conversations with managers, you need to make phone calls to sell side, you need to really understand 就是 you need to be able to get on a phone call and sit in client meetings and behave very confidently. 所以我觉得就是说你在 interview 的时候 you need to demonstrate the quantitative skills， 但更多的时候你的 personality 一定要让对方觉得 they can be comfortable with you speaking on those phones someday， 他们才会觉得 okay, that's a good hiring decision。 因为其实真的觉得就是说如果你简历已经过了，你一筛已经过了， it's not about the hard skill anymore, it's really about the interaction and whether they like you。而且在 asset management 行业我觉得更是如此。我觉得那个时间可能不太多了啊，我就 market review 我这稍微过一下。如果要是 technical question 问到你 market review 和 investment advice 的话，除了我刚才提到那些还可以谈什么？在当今的市场你可以谈这个 Fed execute the QE，the normalizing US monetary policy 对你的 investment 的影响，那就是 probably gonna potentially hurt the bond in the short term。同时可以讲一下 political risk， 比如说这个midterm 这个 election 对于这个市场的影响。US equities at all-time high, and this is true, it's been recovering for about 5 years。你还可以谈整个这个investment community 的这个 appetite, people have been looking for higher yields in the fixed income markets for years。 这个也就是说为什么很多 traditionally very conservative investors have been going out of the credit curve. For example, they never invested in investment grade credit before. They're now investing in investment grade or even high yields or emerging market debt because they've been looking for more yields. You can also talk about emerging markets, 特别是对于我们 like non-American, I think it makes sense to talk about looking outside of the US for international opportunities. 还可以 talk about allocating to illiquid assets. So aside from public markets, meaning equities and fixed income, you can talk about hedge fund, real estate, and private equity. Active, passive, strategic beta 是一个比较中间的概念，就是 extract more specific investment ideas instead of paying the high fees with active, actually realize those returns with passive approach. 就是有一个 active twist 的passive approach， 基本就是一个 strategic beta 的概念。Diversification, risk parity 也是你可以在 answer 里面 sort out the idea。最主要的 again 我刚才也说了 whenever you answer market investment advice questions, your first line of response should be I would like to get an understanding of the particular investor first and what kind of return objectives and risk appetite he or she is looking for.